did it. I'ma just tell him I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. I'ma get stronger. I will rise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. I'ma get stronger.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to be bringing along something new to the channel today. It is called the Premier League Roundup. During this video I'm going to be going through all the matches that happened over the Premier League this week, and I'm just going to give you guys my thoughts on it, my takes, and give you guys my opinions on how I thought the games went. Obviously I've been watching Gillette Soccer Saturday, so I had to basically go through and watch the highlights of some of these games, but I was able to sit down and watch quite a few. So we're going to go ahead and look at some of these fixtures. Before we get into the video guys, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. We are on the road to 200 subscribers. Please do get involved, it does really help. And yeah, let's get straight into it, shall we? Let's start out with Brighton versus Southampton, my team. As you can see on my shirt, I'm a Southampton fan. So let's take a look at this game. So I actually thought that we played really well during this match. There was a few sloppy moments during the match, so obviously that was quite kind of annoying. But as the game progressed, we actually got a lot better. Brighton surely looked good. So let's have a look at the stats real quick. So Brighton had 22 shots to our 10, so you can tell that they had quite a lot of shots over us. They had 5 on target, we had 2 on target. One of them was that goal there, scored by Flynn Downs. They had more possession than us, and I could kind of tell that because we didn't have quite a lot of the ball, but when we did, we actually moved quite well with it. Passes, they had more passes than us. They had a good pass accuracy. They made more fouls than us. Like this was a bit of a scrappy game. We had more yellow cards. We were lucky to keep Flynn Downs on the pitch. To be fair, I think if he had gotten another foul, that would have been him sent off. So I think Russell Martin actually made the right move to substitute him off. None of us had red cards, but we were close to one because obviously Flynn Downs made a lot of fouls. That's probably where most of these 16 fouls came from. They had 3 offsides, so we were quite lucky. If they weren't offside, they probably would have got more goals there. They had slightly more corners than us. They had 7 corners to our 6. But overall, it looks like Brighton were the better team out of us. But I still think we played quite well. I think if we keep playing like this and sort of wipe out all the mistakes, then we could do a lot better this season. Let's have a look at the lineups. Let's see who started up front today. So on Friday, I should say. So on Friday, Brighton started with Verbruggen, their goalkeeper. I thought he was quite good. Lamptey, thought he was quite good. He got the assist for Karim Matoma's goal. As you can see, he's got the football round his circle because he was the goal scorer. Van Hecke and Igor Estupinian, who I think is a very good player. Jorginho Ruta, who had quite a few shots in that match, but ended up missing all of them. But I think he's a good player. Matt O'Reilly, a player that we tried to sign in the summer, but we failed to do so. So Brighton went and got him. He looks really good, to be fair. Ayari, don't really know too much about him. Karim Matoma, we all know how good he is for Brighton, so he was quite good on that match, and we were really lucky that he didn't score another one because Sugawara gave the ball away. I don't think he was aware that Matoma was behind him, but Matoma nearly scored a goal from like, I don't know how far that was, like pretty much nearly from the middle of the pitch pretty much. And then obviously Daniel Welbeck, we know how good he is, and João Pedro, those two are good strikers. So let's have a look at our lineup. We had Joe Lumley in goal, getting his first Premier League start. I'm really happy for him. He definitely deserved it. He's been trying to get that for quite a few seasons now. So yeah, well done to Joe Lumley. We also have Ryan Manning, Carl Walker-Peters, Jack Stevens, Harold Bellis, and Sugawara. 5 quite good defenders there. Stevens, I love to like I criticise him. I know it's quite mean, but he does have quite a few mistakes in him. That's why I probably don't like him so much. I like him as a person, but as a player, I think he's not very trustworthy, if that makes sense. But I thought against Brighton he was actually pretty good. Howard Bellis and Walker Peters were both decent. I thought they both had a good game. Ryan Manning, Sugawara, both going forwards, they were really good. Sugawara got lucky with obviously that nearly allowing Matoma to score a goal, but other than that, Sugawara was quite good. Adam Armstrong, again, one of our key players from last season, he's still trying to step up, and he looked quite good on Friday. Mateus Fernandez, someone who I think goes under the radar, especially from other fans. He's a really, really good player. I like him a lot. He's definitely one of my favourite players to watch at Southampton so far. Flynn Downs, again, very, very lucky to still be on the pitch. I think he made the most fouls out of everybody. I think his next foul would have been a red card. So we are still lucky to have him. He does miss next game. We do have three players that missed the Chelsea game on Wednesday, and that's Flynn Downs, Tyler Dibbling, and Taylor Holdbear. So we're missing three key players for the Chelsea game, which is a bit of a bummer. But you know, teams get that nowadays. Now we just got to find a way on how we can replace those three guys on Wednesday. Tyler Dibbling, easily one of my favourite players. He's only 18 years old and he looks like an absolute gem. We definitely have a star on our hands, and I think if he keeps going the way he is, a big club will come in and try and swoop for him. So yeah, Tyler Dibbling is such a good player. I think a lot of people can agree. He's a very, very good player. And Cameron Archer, unlucky to get the goal, unlucky to have the goal chalked off. A lot of people are saying that it wasn't offside. I'm one of those people as well. Adam Armstrong doesn't even touch the ball. The ball literally goes behind Armstrong, and then Cameron Archer taps it in. I thought that was a bit harsh from VAR, but anyways, we've got to move on to Wednesday, and then obviously these are our subs. These are who came on for both teams. And yeah, that's Brighton versus Southampton. I thought Brighton were really good, and I thought we played. Let's move to Wolves versus Bournemouth. Now this match was absolutely bonkers. I was watching Gillette Soccer Saturday whilst this was going on, by the way, and I just couldn't believe 3 goals in the first 18 minutes is absolutely crazy. Obviously Bournemouth. I should say that this is the first time ever in the Premier League where someone's had a hat-trick of penalties. So Justin Kluivert has opened up a very, very good record there. So Bournemouth opened it up with a penalty from Justin Kluivert. Then Wolves very quickly got one back. And then after the 18th minute, Bournemouth got another penalty and scored that. And it was 2-1 going to half-time, was it? I think it was, yeah. It was 2-1 going into half-time, so 3 goals in the first 18 minutes is absolutely madness. And then they came out in the second half and they still weren't finished scoring, because Wolves then got their second goal, and then obviously Bournemouth went and got another penalty and scored that as well. And I thought this was a very, very funny match, especially towards the end. I don't know if a lot of you guys saw it, but the Premier League have now posted it on social media, especially Instagram. They were showing, and I found it absolutely hilarious. They were showing when Justin Kluivert was taking his third penalty. They showed behind the goal a Wolves fan that she pulled his trousers down and pulled his shirt up. That was absolutely hilarious. It was so funny. Let's see who they had lined up then. So Wolves had Jose Sarr, Semedo, Lamina, Gomez, Aït-Nouri, Andre, Gomez, Bellegarde. Correct me if I do pronounce these names wrong, by the way. Cunha, who I think is a brilliant player. Another Gomez on the left there, and Strand Larsen, who got the goal. I thought Wolves actually played alright despite the loss. And then obviously Bournemouth, Kluivert with the 3 goals. Evan Nilsson, a good player now. Tavernier, who I think is a really good player. Got David Brooks, who we had last season on loan. It looks like he's actually getting some good starts now. Obviously, Kirkes, for me, is another really good player. He looks so good for Bournemouth so far this season. And here is who came on. Philip Billing has dropped off a little bit in form, hasn't he? He hasn't been doing a lot in recent months, has he? But also this is who Wolves brought on. So overall, let's look at the stats. So let's take a look at these. So as you can see, this game was absolutely manic because if you take a look at the shots, 10 for Wolves, 12 for Bournemouth. You can see that a lot of the game was about shots, which was very cool. So Wolves had 3 on target, which was those 2 goals, and Bournemouth had 8 on target, which resulted in 4 of these goals. And obviously 3 of them were penalties, so you would expect at least 3 of those to be on target when they're penalties. So Wolves looked like they had more possession, but obviously when Bournemouth countered Wolves, they actually counted really well and they made it count. So look at Wolves. It looked like they were by far the better team with all these stats. But except for these 2, obviously. But look, other than that, these results here, these stats here, it shows that Wolves were probably the better team out of the 2, but they couldn't put their chances away. And also it didn't help that the goalkeeper and the Wolves defender pushed the Bournemouth players over in the box, and therefore Bournemouth were given those penalties. Yeah, Bournemouth, well done Bournemouth, they are doing really well so far. Let's have a look at the next one then. Next up we've got Palace and Newcastle. I heard that this match was a boring game, not a lot happening in this match. So here are the stats. So Crystal Palace versus Newcastle, obviously both goals were from Palace players. So Newcastle didn't actually score any, it was just a deflection from Gordon, basically crossed it into the box, but Mark Gahey, unfortunately for him, ended up knocking it into his own net, which is horrible when you're a player. You don't really want to be scoring own goals, but it does happen. It does happen. Not every player is absolutely elite, though, are they? Because not every player is perfect. If a player was perfect, they would be scoring lots. They wouldn't be scoring own goals. But it does happen. Palace scoring with Daniel Munoz in the 94th minute, absolutely crazy. So here are the stats for these guys. As you can see, Newcastle had only 1 shot all game. That's pretty poor for Newcastle, I can't lie, especially with where they probably want to be by the end of the season. At the start of the season, I thought Newcastle would probably turn it up this season and start really going up the table, because I thought that because they don't have any Europe, they would probably try and go all out this season, trying to get back into Europe. But at the moment, the performance from their players doesn't look that good. As you can see, Palace had far more shots, 16, 4 on target, 1 of them was a goal. Newcastle had more possession, but it looks as though they didn't really do a lot with it. 418 passes with 1 shot. It's just not good enough, especially when you want to try and get back into those European places. I mean, look at that, they're now down to 11th. I mean, it's still early in the season. A lot of things can happen as the season progresses, but at the moment it does look worrying for Newcastle, because if they want to get back into that European scene, then they do need to start winning more games and play well. You can't be dropping points to Palace. No offence to Palace, but they are, well, now they're 17th because they drew, but coming into this game they were 19th. You can't really be dropping points to teams like this if you want to get back into European places. And I think a lot of Newcastle fans will agree with me when I say that if they want to get back into that those European spots, then they do need to start playing better. Otherwise, it will cost them if they continue to Brentford. Next up, we've got Nottingham Forest versus Ipswich. I'm really happy that Nottingham Forest won. No offence to Ipswich, but as Saints fans, we want all the teams above us to start losing so that we have more of a chance to survive. So I am actually happy with Forest for this one. So Forest had 12 shots on target. 12 shots with 5 on target. Ipswich had 7 shots with 3 on target. So a pretty solid display by both teams. It looks like this match was pretty even, but Forest ended up coming out with the 3 points, and that's all you need. All that matters is the 3 points. It doesn't matter about the performance. All you need is 3 points. Nottingham Forest got that in this game today, or yesterday, I should say. But yeah, I'm really happy for Nottingham Forest in here. Unlucky for Ipswich, I do have lots of respect for Ipswich, but because I'm a Southampton fan, we do need teams above us to start dropping points, and that's the same with Ipswich. You know, Ipswich want us to start losing so that we don't catch up to them. But yeah, fair play to both teams. Have both had a really good game against each other. But overall, Forest came out with the 3 points. Now let's turn. Next one is Brentford versus Leicester. Oh, Brentford do make me laugh sometimes. You know, they play quite poorly away, but when they're at home, they just score for fun. You know, and it's always Whistler that comes out with a goal at least. Whistler is some player, isn't he? He's such a good player. So is Buenanote. I think he's a really good player as well. Kevin Shard with a hat trick at Brentford to get the 4-1 over Leicester. Let's look at the stats. So Brentford had more shots than Leicester, 13-7. They had more shots on target, 6-3. More possession, 576 passes. So it definitely looks like Brentford were by far the better team in this match. But Leicester still gave it a good go, which is what you want to see from two teams. You want to see both teams have really good matches against each other. Do I think Leicester still have enough to stay up? Yes, they do have the players, and now they've got Ruben van Nistelrooy as their manager. I think he can probably do quite a few bits with Leicester so far during the season, so I think Leicester will probably be fine. Yeah, Leicester very unlucky. They opened up the score. They opened up the match with the 1-0, but then Brentford being Brentford when they're at home, they come back and absolutely smash them. You know, Wolves tried to do it, Ipswich tried to do it, but at the end, you just end up losing to Brentford. Doesn't matter how many goals you score. It's literally like Brentford are like, how many goals do you want to score? All right, then we'll just score 4 when they're at home, and then when they're away, it's like, nah, we don't fancy scoring today. Brentford are a weird team this season, but they're still unbeaten at home, which is a very, very good sign for them. Let's have West Ham versus Arsenal. This one was actually crazy as well. 7 goals in the first half is mind blowing. So Arsenal were easily the better side, but West Ham still gave it a good go despite being 4-0 down early in the first half. So Arsenal had 16 shots to West Ham's 12. They had 7 shots on target to West Ham's 5. They had 60% possession to their 40. They had more passes, better pass accuracy. They had more fouls, but that doesn't really matter. They had 1 offside. They had 10 corners to their 2. So Arsenal were by far the better side, and I think that's good for Arsenal because if they want to have more of a chance of getting the title, despite Liverpool being so far away from them in points now, if they want to have a better shot at getting the title, then they do need to start winning more matches, and they are currently doing that now. So yeah, very, very good stuff from Arsenal. As for West Ham, very underwhelming despite the transfer window that they had. I thought they would do much better than this, but at the moment it's like it's not quite working, and I think it does put Lopetegui under pressure now. Now let's look at the next. Let's look at the Chelsea game. And I did watch a bit of this. This game had a few moments in it. So Chelsea beat Aston Villa 3-0 with goals from Nicholas Jackson, Enzo Fernandez, and one of my favourites, Cole Palmer. I love Palmer. He's such a good player. He's phenomenal. People say that he's overrated. I don't. I think he's perfectly rated. I think he's a brilliant footballer. So as you can see, Chelsea were again by far the better team. They scored 2 early goals, and then in the second half they scored another with Cole Palmer just to end the game. It could have been 4 because Martinez, Villa's goalkeeper, he had a bit of a lucky sort of moment there. It was beginning of the match. He did a goal kick, but he kicked it straight to Jackson, and luckily he was able to quickly realise that and save the ball, because otherwise if he had just left it, Nicholas Jackson would have just kicked it straight in the goal and it would have been 4-0. But yeah, Aston Villa starting to drop off a little bit, and I think the mix between having to do both Champions League and Premier League and Cup games is kind of taking a toll on them. That's what it looks like. But hopefully for Aston Villa, they can start getting back into the season soon. Yeah, well done to Chelsea. Now on to the next match. Let's take a look at the next one. What's the next one? Next one is Tottenham versus Fulham. Now Tottenham are a very weird team as well, aren't they? They go and absolutely smash Man City 4-0 and then they go and draw to Fulham. But no disrespect to Fulham, but Tottenham should be winning this. This is the thing with Tottenham. I can definitely see them winning stuff, but it's inconsistency that's taking a toll on them. If they want to win stuff, they need to be able to win teams back to back, win games back to back even. They can't go and beat City and then drop points to this. That's not going to win you stuff. You need to be able to carry on that form, you know. So in this game, it looked like Fulham were the better team actually, because they had 14 shots to Tottenham's 8, 6 shots on target to their 3. Okay, Tottenham had more possession, but that's Ange ball for you. He will have more possession. It looks like... actually, I don't know. It looks quite even, to be fair. But Kearney, very unlucky. He comes on, scores a very good goal, and then gets sent off. It was a red card as well. It was a bad foul. He literally trod on Maddison's leg. I think it was Maddison anyway. But he absolutely trampled on his leg. And that, for me, is a red card, because he didn't get anywhere near the ball, and he basically stamped his leg from behind. So that is a red card for me. But, you know, I have respect for these two teams as well. Tottenham, Fulham, very good result for Fulham. But I say 2 points dropped for Tottenham. Next up, yeah, Man United game. I think this is Man United's biggest win in the last 3 years or so. So 4 goals, 2 from Rashford, 2 from Xerxes. Very good display from Man United here. Everton still struggling to score goals. Let's look at the stats. So Man United had 11 shots to Everton's 8. They had 5 shots on target to Everton's 2. 60% possession to Everton's 40. Looks like there weren't a lot of corners that happened in this match, but it looks like Man United were by far the better team. 4-0 kind of says it all, doesn't it? I thought Man United were really good in this match. I had to watch the highlights because only the Chelsea game was on, but I thought Man United were really good. So, and then the final game, the full game of it's Liverpool versus Man City. So Liverpool won this match 2-0 with 2 goals from Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah. Salah with the penalty. Salah's having a very good season so far. Man City dropping points again. I believe this is their 7th point without a win. That's not very Man City like, is it? But Liverpool having a very good season. I definitely think they have a lot of potential to win the league, because Liverpool are now 9 points clear of second. So if Liverpool keep up this good form, they haven't lost since they lost to Forest, which was like a couple of months ago. They've conceded 8 goals all season. They've won 11, drawn 1, lost 1. So Liverpool are having a very good season. They've scored 26 goals, and their goal difference already is 18. So that is a very phenomenal season for Liverpool so far. Like I said, this is Man City's 7th match without a win. It's starting to look bad for Man City, but I do expect them to pick up more wins soon. But yeah, what's going on with Man City? It's looking quite worrying for them. If they want to keep challenging for the title, they need to accept the fact that they don't have Rodri and go for it. To me, Liverpool looked so much better than City. You know, they had 18 shots to Man City's 8, 7 shots on target to their 2. Man City had 5 more possession, but you get that with Pep. Pep does like his possession. But yeah, it seems to me Liverpool absolutely dominated City. Despite it only being 2-0, it could have been 5-0 because Liverpool had so many shots. They were so fluid going up and down the pitch. I really enjoyed watching Liverpool today. Man City really need to start growing out some more wins now. So yeah guys, that is my Premier League roundup. I hope you guys enjoyed the first video. I will be doing more videos in the future around this. And yeah, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Let me know how you think your team is performing so far this season. Do you think your team could have got more? Do you think your team could have played better so far this season? Or do you think your team is having a very good season so far this season? And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye guys.
I will rise.